Good evening, everyone. We are in Sao Paulo for the 12th and final round of Apollo Racing Club's Codemasters F1 Tier 1. I am Hollers. I am joined by Let's Talk Golf, and together we are Apollo Racing Club's #1 streaming duo. How you doing, Golf?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing pretty well, too. So tonight we have some exciting action. I've just pulled up the standings. We have a dead heat for the World Drivers' Championship. The Action and Gore are tied on points at 190 apiece. The ordering on our spreadsheet is wrong, and that's just because of the way that Excel does it. Gore, who has more wins on the season than the Action, puts him with the effective tiebreaker. So if neither driver scores points tonight, Gore will be your champion. We also have an active fight for the Constructors' title between Ferrari and Red Bull, with Ferrari just 7 points ahead. So we've got exciting fights going on all around. X-Max in third in the Drivers' Championship cannot improve, but he also cannot drop down. He will be our #3 Drivers' Championship person. And then in fourth, SoCal Blazer. Fifth, Smithy, RRK Lawrence in sixth. NYK in seventh, Ginger in eighth, Kubi, otherwise known as Aslan, in ninth, and Kagenis in 10th. We've got drivers going out, so I'm going to get my telemetry up here. Golf, you're the driver. Walk us through what we're looking at on strategy, what we're looking at for a competitive quality time tonight.
Yeah, strategy. I see 3-4 people out on mediums, but it's going to be a tough one stop. Your softs don't last very well out here. The game wants you to do a 2-stop after quali, but you can do a 1-stop. It should be easy to an extent. You'll be struggling through some of these corners, especially with traction coming out of them. But as for quali time, I saw sometimes I think we can get into the 106s. And as I say that, I believe one of our championship leaders, Gore, is about to start a lap, and we'll follow along here.
Yeah, I'm on board with Gore, so let's see how our provisional championship leader does. Going into the Senna S's, good apex there. Coming into turn 2, go just almost over the limits there. And it comes down to the first DRS zone, so there are 2 DRS zones here at Interlagos. There's the one that Gore is just finishing up as he heads into turn 4. And then there's the main straight starting, it's a pretty long DRS straight. So most of the passing action will happen tonight as Gore invalidates. So it's going on with his teammate, who I believe went out just ahead of him, Feline Phenom. She's out on the mediums. Coming up on some traffic. I think there's an Alpine in front of her. Gets out of the way for her. Coming around the final turn, gets a little out of shape. Sounded like she had to hesitate on the throttle. But this is obviously just a scout lap for her as she opens the DRS flap. Coming across the line, I think she's going to be in the 109s. Yeah, 109.1 on the mediums. That's not a bad medium time, but I don't think it's going to get her into the top 10 here.
Yeah, and I've got Action halfway through a lap. Been an okay lap. Max with a 107.9.
We've got lots of drivers on the mediums. We got 4 drivers, including the Action.
Yeah.
It's a risky strategy here at Interlagos. There tends to be safety cars early on. So I think usually here it's safer to go on the softs on the start. But I imagine they're trying to, all of them, as
Great lap.
108 flat, as they're probably trying to bank a set of softs. My guess is a lot of the drivers are expecting at least 1 safety car, so they want to have a set of extra fresh softs. As SoCal with a 107.3. No, it's Gonchest with 107.3 on the softs. Let's see, who do we have on a lap? Abu Henry in the Alpine. He's coming around on the softs, opens the DRS flap down the main straight. Gore is just behind him, it looks like. So we'll see what Gore does. Abu sets a 108.7, and Gore goes second fastest. with a 107.8 on used softs. He got most of the way, as we saw, through his first lap and then had to abandon. So that shows you he's got the pace tonight. As we're on with Beowulf in the Alpha Tauri in Sector 2. Not using all the track, going a little deep there. I don't think this is going to be a great lap. Golf, do you want to address Rogue's question in Discord? Anyway, so Beowulf's coming up to the final real turn here. Gets a pretty good exit, I think. But like I said, I don't think he's going to set the world on fire with this lap. And he actually does abandon it. So let's see, RRK Lawrence. He does not. So for those who are unfamiliar with RRK Lawrence, as you saw in the standings, he's run just 2 races this season as a reserve, won both and set fastest lap in both, and did last first challenges in both. He has incredible pace. He usually goes out and just turns a bunch of laps during quali and invalidates them. So I don't expect him to set a time, or if he does, it won't be representative, as Guinness is starting his first flying lap. Everyone else is in the pits, coming through the Senna S's in that Haas. Almost invalidating, keeping clean. And coming into the DRS straight, opens the flap, braking at about 100 meters for turn 4. Run out as wide as you can. Got to be a little careful on that outside curb. It will spin you if you get on the throttle too hard there. Coming through 5th gear. It's kind of a low gear for that. I usually see people take it in 6th or 7th, just to keep the rear stable. Coming through the technical bit of the track here, where Alex Albon and Lewis Hamilton have famously tussled in the past. All right, coming up to the end of Sector 2 as he sets a 51.830 through Sector 2, and he's coming up here to the final DRS straight. You'll see here in quali that the drivers will keep the car as close to the pit wall as they can, as Guinness actually goes out wide, setting a 108.599. But most of the drivers will, like I said, stick to that pit wall to gain a couple of hundredths on their time. Let's see, who's the next car coming around for a lap?
You've got NYK and then the Action right behind him.
That's what I thought. Yep, NYK is finishing up a lap here, or starting a lap, excuse me. He's finishing his out lap. So let's see how NYK does. He also has pretty good pace. He was on for a podium last week at Suzuka, but some unfortunate incidents threw him off the podium, if I recall correctly. All right, as he goes down the first DRS straight. And for those of you who are looking for me to say the names of some of these straights and turns, I cannot speak Portuguese very well, and I don't want to butcher the pronunciations and insult the Portuguese-speaking world out there. So I'm going to refrain from doing that. All right, NYK is coming up to he's in the middle of Sector 2. So looking like a pretty quick lap. The little horseshoe section just came out of. That's a key corner for a good Sector 2 time. You want to push it as much as you can, but it's also really easy to get loose as he does there. And he was on pace for an 0.8 improvement, which might have gotten him onto pole if he did even better in Sector 3. But so Gore now, I believe, is the next driver through.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's
you got the Action, who looks like he might be getting a tow here from Lawrence. He was only 0.2 up through Sector 2, though.
Yeah, we've got some
did get a
help going on here.
Pole.
Pole lap, 107.255. So that is the time to beat for Gore, who is just about to finish up Sector 2 himself. Let's see what he's doing for improvement here.
Only a 10th, but they were
0.6 improvement through Sector 2 overall. So he will maybe go on pole if he has a nice clean last sector here, which it looks like he does. Like I said, there's only really one turn in Sector 3. but it is an important turn as he does a 107.334, only improving by 4, almost 5/10. So it looks like he did get that last real corner wrong, as his teammate Feline Phenom is coming through. So let's go on with her, see how she's doing. She's got almost 7/10 of improvement through Sector 2. So that will get her into P6 if she can keep this up.
Yeah, she had started on the medium, so hopefully looking for a pretty good improvement. She didn't stay close to that wall, though.
No,
you
but
can
she
pick
does
up.
get into 6th.
Very nice lap.
There's action coming in. Action's coming in. Lawrence is going around for another spin of the track, but as we know, he doesn't really set laps. Let's see. Who else do we have on a hot lap? Abu Henry is in Sector 2. Something I hadn't noticed until a week or two ago, and I hadn't pointed out on stream. Feline Phenom and Gore have mirror image numbers. Gore runs number 37. Feline runs number 73. I don't know if that's on purpose or if it was just serendipity that they were made teammates with anagrams of numbers. Anyway, so Abu Henry coming around, sticking close to the wall, also running out a little bit wide, guys. You need to, if you want a couple extra thousands, stick onto that wall. As Gore's in the pits, let's see, Max is on a flyer. Our 3rd place World Drivers' Championship driver. He will take home 3rd place tonight. Thankfully, he's sticking it out with us and filling out the grid. Goes a little deep, I think. Didn't quite hit the... Ooh. And that's also another corner where it's easy to lose a little bit of traction. Let's see. Smithy is... I don't think he's on a hot lap. I saw him out of the way.
He should be coming in. Yeah, he should be coming in. Yeah. He actually set up fourth.
Yeah, NYK looks to be on a hot lap. Heading into turn 4. Running out wide, keeping it just barely valid. Torres is asking, is Gonchest someone new or a name change? Gonchest is not new. He's new to Tier 1. He did run in Tier 2 previously, but his pace was greater than we expected.
He ran Tier 2 in Austria. He actually set... he was 2nd on the mediums in Austria when everyone else was on the softs. A little too fast for Tier 2.
NYK keeps it clean on that exit curb where he lost it last time. Coming in tight as he enters the DRS zone. If Max Verstappen were in this lobby, he'd be complaining about everyone crossing the pit entry line, as NYK goes 4th with a 107.4. SoCal Blazer is on a lap as well, so let's go on with him. And then we'll go on to the action, who I believe just started another lap. It's interesting seeing that the action did his first lap on mediums. He's done, I guess this would be his 2nd soft lap, is that right? So I guess, yeah.
This would be his 2nd run of softs, yes.
Coming out pretty early, maybe he fueled up as SoCal goes 5th with 107.6. He could have potentially fueled up to do more than 1 lap, as he has according to the telemetry, 2.18 laps of fuel. So, yeah, my guess is he fueled up in case he made a mistake. I think he's still going to bank that 3rd set of softs for the race, so he has an extra set of fresh softs for the race in case there's a late race.
Great last turn and getting the toe again.
This is clutch for the Red Bull. Almost having to lip as he goes 106.9, improves by 3.5 tenths. That is impressive stuff. I'm sure in no small part due to that toe. Let's see. I don't think anybody else is on a hot lap. Beowulf has turned 3 laps on these softs. He's invalid. Not sure what's going on there. Hopefully he can set a faster lap on a fresh set. Maybe he's just doing some practice here. So we have Max on an out lap. He's going to start in here in a second. So let's go on with Max, see if he can recover from that spin. Very good entry into the Senna S's. Coming through turn 2, take all that curb, take all the exit curb. Keep it tight through turn 3. as he opens the flap. Coming down the DRS straight, braking, I guess, at about 100, maybe 75 meters. Run out wide in turn 4. Turn 5 is flat. Coming up turn 6 with a car in front of him. I think it's a Mercedes. Hopefully it gets out of the way. It does. Coming into turn 7. You can take a little more of the curb there at the apex at turn 7. It's a little slick if you do that, but I think it can gain you some time. Coming into turn 9, I believe this is. Much better. Does not lose it there. So I think this is going to be a good improvement. As he's improved by 9/10. Was Max one of the early medium runners? Do you recall, Golf?
Yes, he did go out on the mediums to start.
Yeah, so he actually has a shot at pole here with nearly a second of improvement. Let's see what he does. 106.986, off by 7/100. So action stays on pole. Gone chest. What we saw was fast early on. Let's see if he can improve in the Mercedes. He is currently fueled for 2.5 laps. So, like the others, I think he is trying to save himself if he does mess it up. The lap times you've seen here are so short, kind of like Austria. You can add a couple extra kilos of fuel. It won't really compromise your lap times, but it will save you from having to pit again and waste that time there. Anyway, coming into the last few corners, let's see how he's doing on time, on improvement, as he finishes sector 2, and he's going slower by almost 2.5 tenths. So he will not improve unless he lost a ton of time on his last lap here in sector 3, which seems highly unlikely.
Gore is on a hot lap, just starting in the S's, and has hit pretty good start here.
Let's see how he's doing through sector 1. He's improved by only 8 thousandths. That's not going to be good enough for pole Gore. As I think his teammate, I see her coming around the last real turn. I wonder if she's going to slow up, try to give her teammate a tow. It doesn't look like it as I see her. She's not. She's going to do her own thing. As Gore's coming through the horseshoe here.
A little shallow there, but held it together nicely.
And Gore, how's he doing on fuel? He has another 2 laps of fuel, so he could go for another lap.
But his big thing is he he comes out, and he talks about it on stream a lot. He comes out so that he can, good last turn there, and he'll hit the DRS here. He comes out so that he can control the in-lap. He doesn't let the AI.
That's right.
So he can control his
he might not make
tire.
It. Oh, he did, just in time, as he goes P3.
Got into third.
So, it's good track position. He'll have the same line as Action will. His Action does go for another lap, and he's got quite a bit of fuel as well. If I'm the Action, I might want to abort this lap because, as you mentioned, the AI will completely destroy his tires. Max is on an out lap. I don't know why. It looks like I don't think Action abandoned this lap yet. But interesting call here. Not to keep going. I don't think he's going to improve though, because he won't have the tow here down the main straight.
He is not gonna finish in time.
No, that's fine.
So he did back off. So
yeah, he didn't need that because Max started his out lap after the timer. Gore's not going to go for another hot lap. He is backed off.
SoCal is backing off that. He invalidated.
Yeah. Although it looked like he got run into some traffic. Let's see how Smithy doing. He's going to finish up. He's improving by a little over a tenth. He's up to P6 with a 107.5. I think this is going to be your grid. Abu Henry might set another lap.
I thought he backed off, but he had backed off.
Yeah.
Or he had set that lap. 4 people did not set laps.
Yeah, Dago, Calculus, R, K. Lawrence, and Ginger did not set laps, despite Lawrence putting 12 laps on those softs. And I realized with the I in Abu's name, it might be Abu Henri instead of Henry. And I apologize if I'm being a typical American. what's going on in chat here as Abu's coming into the pits. So this will be your grid. Action on pole. Max P2, Gore P3, Gunchest P4, NYK 5, Smithy 6th, SoCal 7th, Abu 8th, Feline Phenom 9th, Guinness 10th, Beowulf in 11th, Dago 12th, Calculus 13th, Lawrence in 14th, and Ginger 15th. Let's see, do we have anything fun going on in chat?
Yeah, there's a couple of questions, and
yeah, so Chipsy's asking, is Gore versus Action tonight? That is correct. They're both at 190 points. Action has to finish ahead of Gore to take the championship. As long as Gore finishes ahead of the Action on track and or they both fail to score points, Gore will be the T1 champion. All right, so we've gone through the grid already, so I'm not going to do that again. We can see, though, that the top 8 are all within 0.8 of each other. So everyone's pretty close on pace there for the top 8. Then we've got 1.1 seconds from first to P9, 1.3 to P10, and 2.2 to P11. And then we've got a bunch who didn't set lap times. We've got Van with the terrible puns in the chat. Gore will have plenty of action. Get it? Because the action's name is also the verb action.
yeah, you don't need to repeat Van's comments.
I like bad puns. Tours is predicting carnage in 2 minutes, and Chipsy asks who gets taken out at turn 1. I mean, in the real F1 championship in 2021, it's been a few months since that championship ended, so it's not a spoiler in my mind. In the run-up to Abu Dhabi, everyone was, I guess accusing is the right word, Max Verstappen of contemplating just taking Lewis out to win the championship because he would have won on the countback. I don't think we'll have that here. Gore will start right behind the Action. My guess is he'll try to get an inside line going into turn 1 if he can do it, even if he's behind the Action. Action's going to probably want to close down the inside quickly, but not too hard because he'll want to keep the inside for turn 2. Well, honestly, more important to have the inside for turn 2 here than it is for turn 1, as they're getting ready to start their formation lap. Let's see who's starting on what tires. We've got everyone except for Lawrence on the softs. I think that's the right call from the soft runners, even for the people who started outside of the top 10. I think the likelihood of an early safety car is pretty high here in Brazil. All right, so golf, what are, speaking of safety cars, how many do you think we're going to have?
I'm thinking one, probably 2 actually. We might get a late safety car. I'm a little worried about that as tire dag goes down.
Yeah. Speaking of tire dag, Gore has more tire dag. He's on 8%, whereas Action is on 5%. I think Action appears to be taking it real easy on this formation lap. He's not really putting much wear on his tires. Gore has put 1% or 2% on. So Action is setting himself up nicely. Hopefully there's not an early safety car. He can maybe go an extra lap on the tires. Although the undercut here is super powerful. So if I'm the Action, I probably don't want to push the tires anymore. Interestingly, the telemetry has now changed tire dag. Action is on 4% and Gore is on 6%. I don't, it's probably a glitch with the game. Not sure what's going on. But for the start of the race, I'm going to sit on the leaders for the camera angle, just because that's where the most important parts of this race are going to happen tonight.
I'm going to sit on SoCal also. to watch what's going on in front of them.
All right, the grid is about formed up. As Ginger Elite joined the lobby, has come in. All right, we've got 3. We have lag going on here.
And away we
There
go.
we go. Not all the
Good start from everyone.
Yeah, nice clean start, Max. Not fighting too hard. I think he doesn't want to get in the middle of this championship fight. Stays P2. Good. Oh, I see. Is that an Alpine? Abu is off.
And Beowulf both kind of got collected in the carnage there, but we should be able to race with this. They're both going. Abu was going.
I'm right on board with Max. He's sticking on to the actions. Who's Fluffy Dave? Anyway, he came and left. Anyway, Max is trying to keep up with the action. Neither of them are really burning much battery. Action is not really used any, it appears.
That is a big thing, though. ERS, you gotta really be smart with it here. It does not come back very quickly. So Gore is using it now to get a run on Max here down the back straight.
Yeah, he's not going to want to stay behind Max too long and let the action run away. As we've talked about before, action is typically Mr. Consistent here in Tier 1. He doesn't necessarily always have the most raw pace at any given track, as it's like Dago got around Feline Phenom. But he does well at not losing control of his car, not getting penalties. NYK runs wide at turn 4. So action is really going to be looking to just control this race from the front, not make any mistakes, not push it too hard, but just keep ahead of Max, hopefully break the DRS. But it doesn't look like right now he's going to be able to do that. But one thing to note for those who don't know, Max is a Dutchman. So maybe his sympathies lie with Team Red Bull. Maybe he'll give action a helping hand here and hold up Gore for him. DRS will go active at the start-finish line, so the drivers will have their first helping of DRS after turn 3, as Max sets the fastest lap with a 1:10.2. Going into turn 1, good clean there. I'm going to go on with Max because he's going to have the DRS on the action. There he goes. It's open. I think a little bit of a delay there. Doesn't really
he seemed to lag a little bit.
Doesn't really try to make any move. Like I said, I don't know if Max wants to get in the middle of this fight, but he is a competitor. As we talked about before, his lot in the championship will not improve or get worse. So he really has nothing to win or lose tonight. And I'm sure he doesn't want to end up an accidental interloper in the championship. He doesn't want to be Nicholas Latifi.
There's some good chats going on as we get into this last turn here about Abu apparently left the session after turn 1. And Ben says, shortest ARC career. 1 turn. Hopefully he comes back.
He left the server. As the action goes fast, it's 1:10.1. So he must have used up some battery. He did. He's trying to break that DRS. As we do have some action, Lawrence is already at P9. He's up 5 spots. Day goes in the pits in P13 there. Again, Max really not trying too hard on that move. It doesn't look like he's deploying much battery. So I think he is maybe trying to run interference for the action. Let's see, Smithy. We've got other action. I don't want to go on them. Actually, NYK is right on Gore's tail. This would really not help Gore out if he can't fend off NYK, but NYK is at the end of a DRS train, so I doubt he'll be able to get a move done, and he's burning a lot more battery than Gore is. He's got about 40% less battery. So let's see here, coming around again. These laps are so quick. We're already finishing up lap 4 here. Let's see, is Max Again, not using his battery, neither is Action. But Max is going, well, no. Thought he pulled out there. As he sets fast.
Max with the 109.
Yeah, so we're into the 109s now. NYK couldn't make up any ground. Smithy is right on Gaunt Chest. Let's see how he does here. Max is again not. I heard him lift. He lifted at the end of the straight as Gaunt Chest and Smithy. Some bumping and banging. A little bit of argy-bargy. Clean through turn 4. Very nice, gentlemen. All right. Here's some more banging and going on in the background, though. Does anybody have any damage? Nobody currently has wing damage, so we're good there. I'm going to go back to our leaders. I don't want to miss anything.
Little squirrely coming out of the horseshoe there.
That's where the tire deck is really going to start to rear its ugly head, I think, here. The Sector 2 there, it's just so easy to get loose, spin around. As relative tire wear, Action is being much nicer to his tires at 22% than Gore, who's at 29%. Max, though, is best overall with 21% only on his tires. So you can see who's easy on the tires, maybe who has a bit of a gentler setup as we ride on the back of Max. You can see Gore trying to close up, but he just can't get there. He is burning a little bit of battery to try to get it done.
NYK is falling off a little bit, but
yeah, he's
we'll
going to be
if
clipping.
He catches back up.
He's going to be clipping. He's down to 10% battery. He'll be derating. Won't really. So his pace will start to fall off unless he can get that battery back. But as you alluded to earlier, it is hard to harvest here. There's not a whole lot of heavy braking zones. It's a lot of medium speed corners as Feline goes off. Let's see, Max is now fallen off a little bit. He's not, I don't think, going to be within Action's slipstream. Obviously he has the DRS, but I think that's going to give Gore a little bit of pace advantage, but he's not going to be able to get it done. Gaunt Chest. I don't have a move to go. Looks like Smithy got around him again. Trying to go around the outside at turn 1, can't get it done. Forces it into turn 2. Has to back out. Let's see. Max is.
We should be able to get Smithy here.
Oh, I saw it.
He's gone to the inside.
Going into turn 4.
Oh, they didn't get collected?
So I think they both made it out alive, but Gaunt Chest is missing a wing. I think Smithy, let's see, he is the McLaren in P9. He avoided damage, so he came out the better of that. Obviously, he lost quite a few spots, but he won't have to pit, whereas Gaunt Chest will without that wing. Back to the leaders. Come around again. Max is going to open the DRS flap.
I just don't think he's close enough if he doesn't use his energy. He could probably get by him, but you know, again,
like Gaunt Chest DNF. Did he lose it? He's parked up there, yeah. Can't tell if he quit.
Abu AI just got destroyed. That's got to be a safety car.
Virtual safety car. Did he run into Gaunt Chest's carcass? Is that what happened?
I don't honestly. I have it recorded, and I'll clip it later. But he just ran directly into the wall.
Interesting.
Like by the horseshoe. That was very interesting. And that is a full safety car.
All right, so we've got 8 laps. This is early for the pit window. You usually want to go, 10, 12 laps in the softs here? Is that right?
At least 10.
Probably
in order to do
15.
At least to do a one stop, because that would leave 26 on the medium.
You got to gamble right now. I think if you're the leaders, it's all going to depend on what the Action does. I think you go on to the mediums, hope for one more safety car to go back into the softs at the end.
I
Action comes in.
Would go mediums no matter what here. Everyone should. And then, you you see what happens with the safety car, or you just be good to your tires, or you try a two stop, get on the softs for the last 10 laps or something.
Interesting
like
call from Lawrence coming in. Sorry to cut you off. Lawrence also comes
Yep.
in on the mediums, but everyone except for
I think everyone will come.
Feline stayed out because of the double stack, but this is clutch for Gore. Look who the action is going to be lining up behind on the restart. Now, she was on. Let's look at tires. She's still on the soft, so she's going to be. Yeah, she's going to be slower. She's not going to have much grip. We're past the, I think, inflection point for the relative grip between the softs and the mediums. But does she come in at the end of this lap, or does she potentially sacrifice herself to help out her teammate? Is this the Ferrari master plan coming true? Niall mentions that he's happy that Feline washed again. We do appreciate hygiene at Apollo Racing Club, so good on you, Feline. Anyway, so we're going to come around here. Let's see what Feline does. Does she stay out? Does she come in? This is going to be, I think, potentially one of the most deciding factors for this race. And she stays out.
Staying out. From the telemetry, no one is underfueled, so we don't have that to worry about. And I see Kia's in chat, so Kia, it's working great. Thank you.
Yep. Props for making this for us. Van mentions in chat that he actually thinks that Feline staying out is going to hurt Gore more than it will hurt the action, because she thinks the action will get around ASAP and then allow him to build a gap to Max, which I think that is a real distinct possibility, because I think action could get by here on the first DRS straight, and then it's going to be super hard for anybody else to overtake until the start-finish straight. So we'll see if Feline can keep pace on the worn softs. This is going to be a tense restart, I think, as we're waiting on Kaginis to...
I believe it will go in no matter what, though. I think we are close. I think we've won the 3 laps, or this will be the 3rd lap. So
he's caught it. We'll get the signal here right at the end of this sector. As the lights on the safety car are going to go out. There it is. Yep. They're out. All right, so the safety car will come in. Feline's going to be the de facto safety car.
Slow it up.
She does, yep. She brakes hard. The final real corner there. Is she going to bolt, or is she going to try to shorten the straight as much as she can and go at the last minute? I believe that's what we saw.
Does have to wait a lot.
She goes.
She's gone.
She's trying to get the jump.
Action was all over it.
Yeah, that's huge. All right, I'm going with the action onto his T-cam. He's only 3.5 tenths behind. He can brake much deeper into turn 1. Heading into turn 2. As Feline's getting a little out of shape. He's going to just want to blast the battery, but I don't think he's going to. He's going to save it. Interesting call. He's going to be stuck in the dirty air. I think Action knows that his teammate is now right behind Gore. So can Lawrence put a Red Bull in front of the Ferrari and kind of make some turnabout as fair play here for the action? But we shall see. Lawrence went on to a fresh pair of softs, so he's going to have a huge grip advantage on top of his impressive pace advantage he has baseline over every driver here in Tier 1.
Action's going to have Feline here.
And Lawrence is going to have Gore, I think, as he deploys a bunch of battery.
Oh, Feline. Action kind of let up.
Yeah. So they won't have DRS this lap. They'll have it the next lap. As it looks like Lawrence lost a little bit of ground to Gore. As the action holding station so far. Gore is trying.
Gore's got a great jump on Max.
I was hoping he'd back out there.
Max opened it.
He's trying not to
open the door.
Yeah, I mean he's trying to give Gore the space, but not make it too easy. As we mentioned, he doesn't want to interfere in the championship. And Max is going to lose 2 positions. He does. So now Gore is right behind the action. This is going to be the key moment of the race, I think, here, as Feline is doing her best to hold up the action. That was a very slow exit there from that corner, forcing the action to run wide.
Gotta use the battery.
She's derating already. She's used all her battery to keep this alive. Weaving around a little bit. I don't know that that's fair play from the Ferraris. But what can you do?
With no battery, this should be an easy move here.
It should be. As Gore goes defensive on Lawrence, and Feline tries to go defensive on action. Now do the Ferraris invert. Oh, the Ferraris almost collect each other. Oh no. Oh, that's gone very wrong for Ferrari. Very emblematic of Ferrari in 2021. That might be Gore's championship hopes gone there. Now the question is, does Lawrence help his teammate build a buffer, or does he take the glory for himself?
If I'm the action, I just let him go, and I actually let him go now.
Take the DRS.
So I get the DRS, but it does not look like he's going to do that. There's someone. Feline now all the way back
to P13.
Alpine collected some damage. Gore actually has damage and needs to come in.
Oh, that's it. Let's see. He's gonna want to go into another set of mediums, I think. But that is very, very unfortunate for Gore. Let's see, what tires does he take? He does take another set of mediums and a wing. So Lawrence is now your leader. He's already gone from last to first in just 14 laps. I guess he started 14th. Moved from the back to the front in just 14 laps. And is now trying to gap his teammate. But let's see. Is the Ferraris, I think, double stacked? Yeah. Feline's taking a wing as well. That is very unfortunate. Anyway, Lawrence has already broken the DRS to the action, which not really helping out the team here. Red Bull right now, so Lawrence's points won't count for Red Bull on the constructors. But as things stand right now, if the drivers would have finished the way they are, Red Bull takes the constructors championship as well. As he Lawrence sets the fastest lap with a 109.3, and is Max trying to move? No. Let's see. All right, so now we don't have much of import going on at the front. Let's see what else is going on farther down the grid. Ginger is trying to get a move on Smithy as he opens up the DRS flap. Smithy will have the benefit of DRS himself, so that'll help him defend on Ginger as he does.
They've got...
Let's see, that's about the closest battle. Guinness is also trying to get Beowulf.
Oh, yeah, SoCal, NYK to Guinness is almost the full DRS train. There's some people going in and out, including SoCal, who just lost it.
Yeah, but he's still got a little bit of time to try and get it back. Let's see, can he get it?
I think he did. Nope. Yeah, he did. Right on the number.
He's using a lot of battery to
back.
do it.
Smithy did not.
So Ginger, I think, can't.
Guinness made a move.
So he did get Beowulf. Ooh, Ginger and Smithy are going at it again. Or no, that was Gonchest, wasn't it? I got the Mercedes wrong.
Smoothly saved it out of that corner. You've got NYK on SoCal. SoCal had gotten past. We missed that. Now NYK is all over him. Max got past the action.
Oh, that's big. Obviously, though, action is fine in the championship, but I imagine
Smithy off.
I don't know what happened. It looks like he just lost it there. But yeah, if I'm the action, I'm not trying to. I'm not fighting at this point. With a let's go to the leader gap. With a 26-second buffer, 26-second buffer between me and my championship rival, I don't take any risks. All I have to do is finish one spot ahead of him, and I take the championship, as long as I'm in the points. So, not really any benefit.
Gore's got to be hoping for a safety car. That's really his only hope. Looking right now, you've got 18% on the actions mediums, so you could hope for a mistake, and that is NYK falling down the pack.
He lost it there at was it turn 7, turn 8? I think it's turn 8. I'm not sure what happened. I was looking at the telemetry, although I had the camera on him. The gaps are building. Lawrence has already built a 4-second gap to P2. We're looking at a lot of people have broken DRS now. I think Action is the only one currently with DRS on anybody, and he has it on max. But again, I don't think he's going to push too hard. As you alluded to, at this point, it is the name of the game for him is to be nice to your tires. Keep the grip, take it to the end, bring it home, bring home the Drivers and the Constructors Championship to Milton Keynes. We've got Marsfish, who is Kia in our Discord. He is the one responsible, as we mentioned before, for creating our great telemetry app, saying he's hoping for a Latifi moment to bring Gore back into play. Unfortunately, even if we get a Latifi moment, the virtual stewards do not make things up on the fly, unlike Michael Massey. I don't know that it would have the same effect here as it did in Abu Dhabi. As Feline gets a corner cutting penalty, we've got two drivers with penalties. We got NYK and Feline now. Let's see, what are the penalties? They both appear to have corner cutting penalties.
Yeah, NYK kind of got a little unlucky. His corner cutting was because he spun out. He spun across the grass and came back on the track, and they gave him a 3-second.
This game. Five's asking what happened to Gore.
A little Ferrari contact.
Yep, the master plan.
Both, yeah. Gore picked up pretty bad front right damage and had to pit. So the big thing, if a safety car does come out, though, if Gore can close up enough, people will have to pit, and he will not. Now, he'll be on worse tires, but he will gain some positions that way. I just don't know if he can close up to the action. I'm pretty sure the action can pit and get out in front of him.
Yeah, let's see what the leader is. So he's
24
got
on the action.
Yeah, what's the pit stop penalty here? Do you know?
I do not. I should, but
I think it's around 20-ish seconds. It's a pretty short pit lane, but it's on a very, very fast part of the track. And then you've got that little squiggly bit. You kind of undercut turns 1, 2, and 3 on the exit. But yeah, I think
it'd be closer to 20, and safety car, they'll be driving under a delta, so it'd be more like 10 to 12, and he's currently ahead of that.
All right, so we've got gaps forming here. Doesn't look like anybody currently has DRS except for Beowulf on Feline Phenom, but Beowulf's on the hards that are a little bit younger than Felines, but the hards here are just no good. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make an impression, and Feline will get out of his DRS through Sector 2. Let's go under Gore as Beowulf actually picks up a corner cutting penalty. How's Gore doing? He's not really using the battery. He's trying to catch up to NYK. 7 seconds, he's got the clean air. I don't know, he's got 16 laps, 15 laps to do it. I don't think he's going to have it unless the action makes a mistake. And you can see the action does not appear to really be pushing that hard. 80% battery with a 3.5 second gap to Max, who is using his battery quite a lot.
Yeah, and a 3 second gap behind him. That is NYK again. Be careful, NYK. Okay, got out of the way.
So Gore's up to P9 now, but he's now 8 seconds adrift of Smithy, the next closest driver. But yeah, some of the actions, he's looking golden. He doesn't need to try that hard, just needs to keep it on track. I can't imagine he's really going to be pushing that hard, risking a spin.
Yeah.
Max does appear to be trying to catch Lawrence. He's using a lot of battery. Lawrence is using quite a bit too. Lawrence's softs around 45%, whereas X-Max's mediums are only 28%, so we're definitely the crossover point.
And I would expect Lawrence to be in probably the next lap or so. Pick up his last set of fresh softs, and look to, he'll probably end up behind Ginger in 6th.
Yeah,
and
then get
we'll
back
make
to the
his we'll make his charge back to the front in 10 laps.
All right. The only real battle we have going on right now is for P4, 5, 6. We get SoCal Calculus and Ginger. As NYK pits, drops him down to the back. Not a whole lot going on through Sector 2. Very hard to pass, and trying to pass there at the turn that just came through is usually a bad idea as NYK retires in the pits. But I think his car is coming back out. Yep, I see it trundling down the pit exit. So here in ARC, the rule is you can retire from a race, but you have to do it in the pits so that your car doesn't cause
Everyone
an
get by
incident.
him, please. Okay, perfect. Everyone's by him. There's no one near him.
But for whatever reason, in this iteration of the game, even
that
if
is Feline out and a safety car with 13 laps to go.
who's coming by her? Dago. Wait.
It's Lawrence. Lawrence is about to pass.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the right-hand side here. It's a place you can easily lose it.
So it appears to be a legitimate DNF. But Feline may also be feeling the guilt. So now for the action. Action can pit, I think, safe to Gore. But I think you'd want to go out on the mediums. It's going to be a little touch and go. Well, you can go for the softs.
Softs will be fine.
Yeah, because he'll feel safe to go laps.
And has enough gap that it will not double stack. Probably enough gap that it will not hold him for SoCal.
Action does come in, and yeah. Lawrence came in too, but the double stack won't come into play because Lawrence had enough of a gap. So he does pick the softs. Where's Gore? Is Gore? He's too far away. He can't do it.
And I would think he's got to come in also. It's tough. He probably should try to keep track position and try to make a move, but the tires are just going to kill him. Yeah.
Yeah, the pace differential would be too great. He'd be behind a bunch of fresh softs. He would just be done. As he takes softs like everybody else who pitted. Okay, so the action retains P3 because everybody pitted. That's key for the action. He's just going to have to sit through probably, 11-ish laps?
did not pit, but he will not catch Gore. So Gore will be 9. Lawrence is now going to win by 35 seconds. That was a perfect safety car for Lawrence. He got a free pit stop. But a little recap. Tor's kind of put it out in chat for us. Started with the safety car. Feline and Gore got together, it looked like, around turn 4. Which forced Gore into a early pit.
To get a new wing.
And then we had Feline bringing out our second safety car with losing it in the horseshoe, which has brought everyone back together. So we will have, I'm going to go with 10 laps by the time this safety car is done, but we might get going this next lap. It looks like everyone will bunch up. So we'll have 11 laps of race to the finish. Gore is 6 spots behind the action. It's going to be tough. That's a lot of people to pass. And the action on fresh tires with Max. If Max loses DRS, he's got to get away from the action. And if he does, then the action could have some trouble. But if the action can stay in Max's DRS, I don't think anybody can really make an impression on him.
No. So as the safety car is as we're gonna see it come in, I should do a quick ad read for our sponsor, Driver 61. As I've mentioned before, Driver 61 does coaching for sim racing, including in the Codemasters F1 games, as well as others. They did a free session for our now defunct Tier 3 drivers last season. Everyone really enjoyed it. Golf, I think you did it. Got a lot of benefit. And if you use our code ARC Driver 61, you get 25% off. Give them a check. As Lawrence, it looks like, is going. It's a good jump on Max.
Everyone seemed to have a decent jump. Gore got a great jump, it looks like. But wasn't really able to make an impression.
Going down the inside. But Gore will have the inside for turn 2. Dago lost it on the curb. All right. So Gore maintains position. I'm actually going to stay on with Gore. I guess you could call
go for it.
He is. This is dangerous. Gore and Smithy have history this season. Been some back and forth reports early on in the season. You could maybe call it a rivalry, but they have done battle, and there have been incidents. So I'm going to stay on here because things could get spicy as the Ferrari is trying to get around the McLaren. He will not have DRS. He'll have to wait a couple more laps. So at the end of the next lap, DRS will become active. So he'll have to wait till that lap to use it. As Lawrence, without the aid of DRS, was this the safety car restart lap? He sets the fastest lap with a 108.7. Wow. Anyway,
Max has held it to him, and he's gotten the action close to out of DRS, but the action has also gotten SoCal close to out of DRS, so Ginger possibly making a move? Nope.
No, it's a dangerous place to try to make a move. As Guinness closes up, breaks a little deep there, manages to keep it out of the rear of Ginger. Y'all may remember Ginger started the season as a full-time Aston Martin driver, but due to the bugs in the game, gave up his seat and is now back as a reserve tonight in a Mercedes. So he's trying to get back at the guy who took he was reserving in his old seat. As Lawrence goes, oh, Max goes faster than Lawrence with a 108.2. So that slipstream must be helping out to undo a little bit of that dirty air, as Calculus and Ginger are still going at it. Ginger did briefly get around. He'll go for it again here. They both have DRS. Can't get it done. So Max now has DRS on Lawrence as Smithy picks up a corner cutting penalty. He's still holding up.
Or then go for it.
Going to try to go around the outside.
Set him up to go on the inside here.
Ooh. Gore getting a little impatient. Last race of the season, I guess you got to do to try to win the championship, right?
Yeah, there's going to be no quarter given on these overtakes. If he goes for him, he's going for him.
Yep.
That was a pretty good move. It was hard racing. I thought it was pretty clean. He was given the door. Smithy kind of left it open there, and
now
it was actually really clean.
DRS on Kagenis, but Kagenis himself has DRS, it appears. He's going to try to go down the outside.
Out of DRS for the next. And Gore got a great turn in there, and it actually might have hurt him.
He had to lift because of the pace differential.
Yeah,
he'll get it done down the inside.
Yep.
He'll get it done before the... Well, I don't know. Kagenis has the DRS, but so he does get it done. Okay, so Gore's up to 7th. The action has fallen 2.8 seconds adrift, and he is using battery. It's doable for Gore in 8 laps, but it's going to be a tough road.
That was Gore almost losing it. What a save that was. He was starting to turn sideways.
I missed that. Even though I was on him, I must have gotten to him just after that happened. And he's actually gone a 100th faster than his best lap, even with that moment. So he's really pumping in the laps, using all his battery. He's going to be derating now, down to 10%.
If Ginger's going to go around the outside, squeeze a little bit. Let's see if he's got this move done. Oh, Calculus a little deep.
And Calculus had the inside line into turn 1, so he maintains the position. All right, Calculus is now caught up to the rear of SoCal Blazer. So he has the DRS to help defend against Ginger. Gore is now in the mix too, just a couple tenths back. Using all his battery. Ooh.
Ginger, I think that was Ginger was like, I'm not going to worry about this, and kind of let him go.
Yeah. Ginger's a reserve tonight. He's got no dog in the fight. So, yeah, that was the right call from the Mercedes reserve. Van points out rightly, look at the sky. It's getting a little overcast.
It is getting overcast, but the telemetry is saying that there will be no rain.
It's a 25% chance of rain, 24% chance of rain in 5 minutes. I don't think that's going to be quite long enough, down to 23% now. But Gore's still making a charge. He'll have the DRS. Oh, Sector 1, Sector 2, who is that?
That's
Beowulf.
just, Beowulf just getting out of the way for getting lapped. Had some issues.
Gore
had to go into the...
be able to get it done because Calculus had the DRS. Now, does he try to send it up the inside here again? He's not using the battery. I think he is... So Calculus is newer to Tier 1, so Gore's not going to be nearly as familiar with him. He's not going to feel like he can trust Calculus to give him the space like Ginger does, so my guess is he will take it a little easier with Calculus and just wait till he can get by on the DRS straight. But we did see Calculus put up some really good defense on Ginger, and Ginger's also got pretty good pace, pretty comparable to Gore. So perhaps he can defend as Gore's got his battery on, turns it off, opens the DRS flap, doesn't use any battery, so he's going to be behind that Aston for another lap, I think. As you can see, the red light on SoCal Blazer blinking. Calculus may try to get by here.
Yeah, SoCal is derating pretty badly. Gore is derating pretty badly.
Neither of them can make any moves, though. Gore really does close up the gap, though, on Calculus, but Calculus putting up good defense. Gore, again, not even contemplating sending up the inside here like he did a couple laps ago, knowing that it would probably spell certain doom for him. He's trying to do his best Seb Vettel impression here at Brazil, recover from an early race spin to claim the championship, but I don't think the fortunes are going to come his way this time, unfortunately. As Max
exit there,
still keeping touch with Lawrence. That is impressive for Max. I'm actually...
Gore might have it here, but he doesn't have enough battery, and Calculus might actually go for it here. They're going to go too wide. Gore's going to have a great chance. Oh, Calculus. Oh. Calculus just gave Gore a gift.
He did.
That is a gift. And now Gore can see the person he's chasing.
Action is also out of battery. They're both out of battery. We've got a race. We have a race again. This is huge. So Gore's got to make up 2 seconds on the action. Let's see. Best lap from the action so far this race is a 108.8. Gore's is a 109.1. So the action does have a little bit of pace on him, I think, but I'm not sure. So their last laps...
I would imagine though that kind of has something to do with the fact that he was being held up. The last lap, Gore had him by 0.4.
Yep, but look at the tire wear. Gore's almost to 40%. That being in that dirty air for so long has really compromised his tires, and he's not really made much of an impression since getting into the free air. Behind the action, he's got 3 laps to do it. Can he get it done?
Who's excited?
Who is excited here? We've got 3 exciting laps left. Action is out of battery. Gore's got slightly more. I've got about the same battery now. Neither has wing damage. The last lap, they were almost dead even on pace. Action set a 109.621. Gore a 109.661. So Action has the pace right now. If he can just keep this up, Gore's not going to be able to make anything like 2 seconds up on the Action, as we've got Beowulf letting cars by. For those who don't know, Tier 1 does not use ghosting, so back markers have to actually make the conscious decision to get out of the way. As Gore has picked up a few tenths on the Action this lap. Not sure where he managed to gain that time.
Gore has to be careful. Gore has to be careful. He is...
His tires.
No, he's pushing. He has 2 warnings. The Action, 0.
Mr. Consistency. So it looks like the Action made a mistake that last lap. He set a 110.07, whereas Gore did a 109.78. So that must be where the time difference came from. Yeah, I have to agree with Kia. I don't think that Gore has the time, or has the race distance left to make up the time to the Action, unless the Action makes a big mistake here. Taurus, thank you. Max got around Lawrence, and nobody cares.
And he just got passed again. Or did he? Yes.
He did. Lawrence starting the last lap. Sorry, Lawrence and Max. I think we're going to stay on with Gore right now. I don't think he's going to get there, but you never know. Action could make a mistake here as Max gets back around. Max, he's used up a lot of his battery. So has Lawrence, though. It's impressive stuff from Max, though. But I'm going to stay on with...
That's it.
That's Gore's race. Very, very strong effort from Gore to try to reel it back in here. He may have been able to do it 1.5 seconds in a lap is quite a lot of ground to make up, but that 3-second corner cutting penalty is the nail in his coffin. So let's see, can Max hold on to the lead? He's managed to harvest quite a bit of battery. He's going to use it all. I think
Mullins
he's
is out
got
of
it.
battery. I think he's got it.
Max is your winner in Sao Paulo, but action rounding the last corner, using all that battery. Here
Good.
is your Tier 1 World Drivers Championship champion, excuse me. The action that also
Or
is going to secure, well, so P3 to P6, is that 8 points?
that's
It's 8 points.
15 to. I don't know what 6 is. 6 is 8, right? So
They
it's
might-
7-point difference.
Ferrari and Red Bull are going to tie for the constructors. So we might have to untangle a tie there. I'm not sure how you untangle the constructors' ties. Because if they only had 7-point difference tonight, that brings them even. Congratulations to the action. I'm going to give him our driver of the day, although Lawrence put in a very solid effort. And Max, too, pulling out the win there in the last lap. But I think it has to go to the action tonight for keeping it calm, cool, and collected as always, and winning, I believe, his first Drivers' Championship here in ARC. So congratulations, Action. So here's your final finishing order. X-Max fastest lap in the Aston with a 108.288, followed by RRK Lawrence in second, Action third, Calculus fourth, SoCal Blazer fifth, Gore sixth, Dago seventh, Guinness eighth, Smithy 9th, Ginger 10th, Beowulf 11th, Feline Phenom 12th, NYK 13th, and Gone Chest in 14th. And I need to get the race director incidents, and then I believe 15th. Abu Henry. Sorry, the stream switched to technical difficulties for some reason, as I got most of the race director. Did you get it all?
I did get it all, boys.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Actually, we're going to do some interviews if Action and Gore are NVC AR. Gore, Action, I got you guys in for interviews. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. That was a great last race battle. Gore, unfortunate incident there for you. You almost pulled off the comeback. Let's hear from you first. How was that final charge there?
It was fun to have a chance, and just in case anyone thought Feline did that intentionally, she did not. It was she was very upset about it because she thought it cost us the constructors, but otherwise, yeah, it was some decent racing. Otherwise, yeah, not much else to say about the last race other than Action had the pace. He deserved it in this whole season. A lot of the incidents that I've been in that aren't necessarily my fault also weren't his fault, so you can't blame him. He drove flawlessly, and not a doubt in my mind he deserves it. So,
you do have a prior championship or two, isn't that right? So you can take solace in that.
It's okay.
Action.
Oh,
Golf. Go ahead.
yeah, go. I just wanted to, we didn't get to see a lot of it on stream. What can you let us know what happened in turn 4? That gave you that wing damage?
Yeah, as soon as Action got past, Feline tried to let me by on the inside, but she must have got confused and thought I was on the inside, so she just kind of didn't brake for the corner, which forced me out wide a little bit, got a little bit of understeer, and then she came back on the track, and unfortunately just couldn't avoid her with I think it was Lawrence on my inside, and made contact, and that was what the wing damage was. They're just kind of sandwiched.
Turn 4 strikes again. That is one of the I think most common areas in Brazil to cause incidents. Right there at the end of the DRS straight. Good effort to try to come back on the championship this year. Couldn't quite do it though. But like I said, good charge there at the end. Anyway, Action. How's it feel? Be the champion.
Yeah, it's been a grind. A few of those first races, just a surprise to be, one of the front runners, and just tried to keep it clean and be as consistent as I can. I mean, obviously going against guys like Gore, Max, I think they definitely have the pace on me. But if I can just, do what I can, be consistent, and thankfully it worked out. But that easily could have switched in any direction, any one of those races. There was an incident here or there that could have flipped the whole script. So, good job to those guys. I had it's a great time battling them, and I obviously happy for the win too. It feels good.
Talk to us about the lack of team orders at Red Bull. Did that play any factor in your mind that Lawrence wasn't helping out with the DRS there after he got by you?
No, it's okay. He obviously is another level in terms of pace. So kind of letting him do his own thing. Thankfully, it didn't mess me up, really at all. So, what can you do?
And I misspoke. Actually, you have a prior championship too. I believe that is was that tier 2?
It was tier 3. It was my first season here, battling against Rosefest. So it was a bit of a rookie coming in, new to the game. That was a fun season, and then this again was obviously the most fun I've had here at Apollo Racing Club. So a lot of good guys here.
And then walk us through kind of your later race strategy or tactics after you saw that Gore fell down the order. It looked like you kind of maybe decided to play it safe and not really challenge anybody. Did I get that right? Or
Yeah, just trying to be conservative. It was an early safety car, and if there wasn't another one after that, I was worried those mediums. I wasn't sure how they were going to hold up. I didn't want to risk a puncture, so I just kind of hang back, keep the tire temp slow, and then thankfully we got another safety car, so avoided that whole scenario, and just jumped on softs again, tried to keep it conservative, and then got a little bit of a scare. Just saw Gore really charge up the field fast, and really had to put the pace on the last couple of laps there just to fend off any potential threats from him.
congratulations, Golf. Do you have anything?
Yeah, just congratulations, Action. That was great racing all season. The consistency and solid driving you had all season was very fun to watch. And congratulations on your Tier 1 championship.
Yeah,
And
thank you. I appreciate it.
good luck defending it in a few weeks. Hopefully, we'll see you back next season.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, guys. Great racing, great season. Thank you all for joining us these 12 weeks. We hope to see you back in a few weeks when we start back up with season 10. Everyone have a great week. We will see you later.